What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I'm going to ask you guys again, and I know I'm sorry I sound like a broken record, but if you haven't done so, guys, please do me the honor. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are right down below in the description. I will follow you back, just trying to grow my social media pages because, as a lot of you know, less than 5% of my views are coming from notifications on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel on YouTube, guys, and you want to, that'd be great. Please subscribe, but make sure you ring the bell. That way you know YouTube should send out notifications as long as you're clicking that bell notification. That'll help out. But if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I will follow you back. That way you definitely know that I've done something here on YouTube because all notifications go directly to Twitter, and I usually I'll let people know on Instagram that I've made a video. So I hope you guys, well, like I said, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will follow you back. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video. Wayne Gallman, the Wayne train. A lot of Giants fans have noticed Wayne Gallman here in the past couple of games, without a doubt. And Wayne Gallman, to me, embodies everything that Joe Judge is about. Wayne Gallman brings a toughness to the New York Giants. There's no doubt about that, man. It's hard running, determination. It is just like Joe Judge said, a punch in the nose for 60 minutes. Wayne Gallman, I've always kind of compared him to the way Ahmad Bradshaw runs. I don't think Wayne Gallman is as good as Ahmad Bradshaw was, but he finishes his runs. Ahmad Bradshaw was a guy that rarely got knocked backwards. He always kind of leaned forward, got an extra yard, got an extra half a yard. And again, that may not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it is. It wears down defenders, especially when you're able to finish the runs. Wayne Gallman, ever since he got inserted into the starting lineup, you've noticed that the New York Giants running game has really begun to take shape, which is really good. Now, I've talked about Wayne Gallman being in a contract year. He's obviously playing for a contract, so he might have some added incentive. But, also, when you've rode the bench for a few years now and you were kind of in the doghouse because of a fumbling problem and you get your opportunity, he's taking full advantage of it. But Wayne Gallman has definitely added that character and that toughness to this offense. It's something that the offense hadn't had all year. As great as Saquon Barkley has many carries, guys. We know this, where he loses yards. And as great as Saquon Barkley is, and as strong as Saquon Barkley is, Saquads Barkley, as we call him, because we know the guy's an absolute beast. He don't finish his runs like that. He doesn't run through people. He tries to run around him. He tries to jump over him. But it's very rare where you see Saquon Barkley just put his head down and plow through a defender just to get a couple extra yards. That is what Wayne Gallman brings to the New York Giants. He brings that toughness. He brings that attitude. That's old school New York Giants football, man. That's the way they used to play. That's the type of thing that wears down the defense. And to me, that lifts up your offense. You see a guy, Wayne Gallman, I think he's like 6 foot, 250 pounds. So he's not like he's a small guy. But, I think it makes those guys in front of him want to block harder. When you see a running back or a player playing that hard, it makes you want to play hard, man. It makes you want to put forth more effort. I love the way Wayne Gallman's run. I loved what he's meant to this New York Giants team. And I think that the New York Giants should definitely look at signing him. I mean, Devontae Freeman, he's done okay, but, he's hurt again. Devontae Freeman has had injury problems. He could probably take off. Alfred Morris is pretty much here just because we need an able body that's able to run the ball. I don't see Alfred Morris coming back. And Deion Lewis, I believe, was here on a one-year deal, so he may not come back either. If the New York Giants are looking to sign a running back to complement Saquon Barkley, I think he's right in our lap already. I think Wayne Gallman should be the guy. I think that Wayne Gallman is doing enough, and I don't think you're going to see him slow down going into the second half. We all know what happened between Mark Colombo and Joe Judge. Obviously, there was talks about a fist fight, and when I did the video yesterday, I didn't know too much about the details. People were talking about there was a fist fight. That never occurred, guys. There was no fist fight between Mark Colombo and Joe Judge, because if there was, let's face it, Joe Judge wouldn't be alive to talk about it. Mark Colombo would have pounded him into a greasy spot, but Colombo didn't like the fact that they brought in, I'm not even going to attempt to say his last name, D. Guglielmo, whatever it is, brought him in as a consultant. Mark Colombo didn't like that. They had a heated exchange. He got fired. They had another heated exchange, and that was the end of it. But this offensive line started to play better because Joe Judge got more involved. I talked at length about how Andrew Thomas had been really poor through the beginning of the year, and he was. And then all of a sudden you started to see him improve. Now, I remember his line coach when he was in college was saying, how come he's not doing the same techniques that he did at Georgia? I think that was the calling card to kind of put the Giants on notice that Colombo wasn't doing a good job when the offensive line coach said, how come everything that he did at Georgia he's not doing with the New York Giants? I think at that point you saw Joe Judge get more involved with the offensive line, and at that point You see an Andrew Thomas get a lot better. A lot of us attributed that to Shane Lemieux playing next to him and not Will Hernandez. But obviously now everything is coming to fruition. Everything is coming to light that, you know, it was Mark Colombo was the problem. So even with this firing in the middle of the season, which is a strange thing to do, especially when the Giants are starting to play better, I do think you're going to see this offensive line continue to get better. And in essence, that's going to make Wayne Gallman better. Wayne Gallman has been phenomenal for the New York Giants. And it's certainly helping the offense. It's helping Daniel Jones out a lot. It's helping the offensive line out a lot. When you're able to run the ball and you're able to punish defenders, you know, when you drop back to run the ball, or you get these big guys up front run block, and they love to run block. Linemen love to run block. So when you got a guy that's doing his job behind you, like I said, it gives you more incentive. These guys are pushing forward. These guys are wearing down the defense. There's things that happen to us at the beginning of the year. You could see our defense tiring out at the end of football games. You're starting to see that here at the end of the games, where our defense actually has a lot of energy at the end. You know, we shut down Washington at the end of the game, got a couple of big-time interceptions against Alex Smith, and against the Eagles, you know, we got a couple of big sacks, stopped them on fourth down. So you see the New York Giants defense is starting to have more energy at the end of these games, and therefore they're able to close them out. I think Wayne Gallman has a big reason to do that. Sorry, I keep waving my hand in front of the camera. My camera keeps going dark for whatever reason. But Wayne Gallman has definitely been a huge addition to this New York Giants running game, and I think he's made a world of difference. You know, his statistics may not jump off the page. He's not getting 18 carries for 147 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's not doing things Dalvin Cook is doing, okay? He's not going to be that. He's not going to be Christian McCaffrey, okay? He's not going to be those guys. But Wayne Gallman is certainly a very good running back, and we're seeing this now. He's certainly very serviceable, and he's doing a great job here. And like I said, a perfect complement to what Saquon Barkley brings you, because Saquon Barkley's not really, as big as he is, he's not a downhill runner. Wayne Gallman is. So it's kind of like you had that thunder and lightning back in the day, you know, with Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw, or, you know, that was Earth, Wind, and Fire when they had Ahmad Bradshaw, Brandon Jacobs, Derek Ward. And then, of course, you had Thunder and Lightning with Tiki Barber and Ron Dane. Not that Ron Dane was much thunder. Ron Dane absolutely sucked, but that is what it is. But I definitely think you could have another reincarnation of Thunder and Lightning with Saquon Barkley and Wayne Gallman. I think that Wayne Gallman has made a huge difference. I think he adds a lot of character to this Giants team, and I think that's what you're starting to see. As small as it may have been, Wayne Gallman is the guy, if you ask me, that's brought the character and the identity to the New York Giants. It's somebody that you would have never thought would have brought the identity to the New York Giants. Well, at least he's brought the identity to the offense. The offense all of a sudden has become a tough, hard-nosed bunch of guys that loves to run the ball. And we love to see that as New York Giants fans. Us old school New York Giants fans that know all about running the ball with your Joe Morrises, you know, and lead blocking by Maurice Carthon, and then your great defenses here, or running the ball, you know, your newer guys with Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw, and seeing those defensive guys like Osi Umenyiora, Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan tee off on the opposition. Those are good old days. The Giants look like they're trying to get back to that old school mentality. Joe Judge is a throwback coach. He's got an old school mentality. Wayne Gallman, to me, has been a huge difference. He's been the biggest difference in the turnaround with the New York Giants running game and the way they finished these games in the last 3 games. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. What do you think about Wayne Gallman? Should he come back here next year? Should the Giants move away from him and look for somebody else? I love the Wayne train. Let's get on board the Wayne train, guys. It's Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm gone. Peace!